We've got Donna, Sandra, we've got Corby, and a few others who are joining us. So Maria, today Marina and I will introduce you because we don't know many of you, and we're kind of new to this format. What I would just love for you to say is, hi, let's say for instance, I'm Donna Riley. I'm a movement mentor, and
We are live.
yes,
So thank you for
so just
joining us.
introduce yourself.
It's always good to see what is happening behind the scenes, because we want to give you the right lighting. So this is what is happening when you are going to be our guest. You are going to be prepped. You are going to feel good. You are going to feel excited, and you are going to show up for yourself. This is this is the experience we create together, and there is a lot of work behind the scenes. However, we are a work in progress, remember. So I'm a very not ready, not camera ready person, and yet I'm here. But I always remember, I'm not here for myself, I'm here for you, so you could show up in your true colors, in your true light. This is soul this is Rich Soul Inspiration with Marina and Tia, and we are showing up here for ourselves every Wednesday, so you could show up for yourself. This is when we have to say our secret. If you wonder what our secret is, we believe there is soul in everything. And everything and everyone. So this is why I partner with our soul editor of Rich Woman Magazine, Tia, and we are giving you the light, not the light you have already because you are born with that light. We are giving you the right lighting so you could be seen, you could be heard, and you could be you. So Tia, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Marina. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome to everybody. Welcome to those who are watching, who are listening, who are sharing this experience with us. And welcome to everybody backstage, all our backstage guests today. We're running this new format of our show. We're live every day on Clubhouse. We've got loads of guests on Clubhouse that come and join us every day. But, Dr. Marina and I believe in pushing the boundaries, and we really wanted to bring people on stage. We wanted you to be seen as well as heard, because on Clubhouse you're being heard, right? You can share and you can and express your point of view, but we believe that everyone deserves to be seen, to be heard, to be themselves. And as part of our daily soul inspiration, we believe that we're going through a soul edification period, right? As our consciousness as a planet is shifting, we're accessing higher levels of consciousness, and part of getting in touch with our consciousness and growing in consciousness is kind of like editing your soul a little bit, asking yourselves daily questions. Now, this impacts you on all levels of life. This impacts you on business, in partnerships, in relationships, in parenting, and everything else. I believe that the key to really getting to know yourself and be your best, come here as your best expression in the world, is to ask yourself these important questions. Self-awareness is the key that unlocks the door, because we are living in on a planet where there are patterns, right? There are moon patterns. There are, patterns that are repeated right throughout humanity. And as human beings, we repeat patterns. And sometimes when you want to reach the next level, when you want to break through in anything that you want to do, you want to break a pattern and establish a new pattern, right? You want to build new structures. You want to build new ways of being. And that is already within you. It's not necessarily that you have to go outside of yourself and find it. Often the answers are within you. And now today we've invited a whole panel of amazing guests, people with fantastic wisdom and experience, who have walked the path perhaps before you, who are potentially walking the path next to you, to hold hands with you and inspire you to edit your soul, right? To get that soul edification and to fly, to soar, and to build whatever it is that you have come here to do with your life. And so every day on Clubhouse, we ask questions, and we've brought this to you live. It's part of our live show. And today I'm asking my guests and Dr. Marina and myself the question is, how do I stay grounded when I feel overwhelmed? How do I still stay grounded when I feel overwhelmed? Because I think overwhelm is at an all-time high. People are feeling overwhelmed with so many aspects and areas of our lives. And we are being conditioned, may I say it, we are being conditioned to feel overwhelmed, right? Because when you are in overwhelm, you can't take action. And what we want is we want a force of creatives. We want creative forces to arise, to take the planet forward, to do what it is that we need to do to get humanity to the next level, right? For us all to shine our light, to speak up and to support each other. So it's really important that we step out of the overwhelm. And so I'm going to be posing this question to my lovely, beautiful panel right now. And if you are in the audience and you are watching, you're watching a replay, you're watching live on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are right now, please drop us a comment. Please share this with a friend who might need it. And please drop a comment and say hello. Interact with us, engage with us. It's really important, and it also embeds the message. If you are active and you're actually typing, it actually forms neural connections so that you are embedding what you are learning and perceiving and hearing from us. So fantastic. Thank you so much for all our stay. And so many of you are coming from the US, and thank you for getting up so super early and being here with us. It is such a great honor to have you with us today. So many of you I've only just met. I don't actually know you. So it would be really great if you could just introduce yourself and give us a tiny little snippet of who you are. And then please do answer the question for us on how you stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed. And perhaps it's using your own methodology, because I know each of you are a master at your craft. And so I would love to open onto the stage Coach Sandra. Sandra, please come and share with us. And we'd love to hear how you stay grounded when you are feeling overwhelmed. Welcome, Sandra.
And what a beautiful choice as a first guest. Sandra is a true inspiration for me personally. She's been a member of Richmond Society for a while, and we've been looking at her progress. We've been looking at what is happening in her world, and I think now is the time for Sandra to be seen, to be heard, and to be herself. And you might take notes, because there is a lot to learn from Sandra. And also, I think there is that extra request I'm going to place now. Have an open mind. Keep an open mind throughout the show, because these are visionaries. These are people who dream big. These are people who actually created solutions to certain challenges they overcame themselves, and now they're turning that solution into a transferable tool for other people's success. And I know sometimes thinking yourself to success is like finding water in the desert, right? Finding that oasis of your soul to create the feast for other people's souls. So thank you so much for joining us. Remember to share. And Sandra, welcome back home. The mic is yours.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. I'm coming in from Canada, so yes, this is a little earlier than my normal, and I'm in my lovely mug from my friend who's a master potter. But anyhow, yes, I'm Coach Sandra, compassionate queen of straight talk, and somewhere along the way, when I was very young, I apparently annoyed a lot of people because I always had questions to ask and always enthusiasm, curiosity. And they would kind of wonder if I was ever going to shut up, although I thought I was always very quiet. But yes, I've moved into accepting that when you ask an opinion, I just have my opinion. And when I have something to say, I don't know some way to fancy it up. So I think this is just an introduction of who we are. And yes, I've come to embrace that straight talk really does bring us back to reality very quickly. It's effective, it's compassionate. I thought at one time it was brutal, and people would stop me and say, no, you've not been brutal. We need to hear what we need to hear. So when people do come to me now, I give them, okay, if I'm a bit too much, you're going to have to say, just back off a little bit and let's do it again. And that's part of your courage to step up for yourself. And one time I was going to turn one fellow down. He wanted to get coached. And so he had a very thin skin. And I said to him, I don't think we can do this, because I think I'm too hard for you and too harsh. So I don't want to hurt you. So I don't think we should work together. He said, Sandra, I thought about that. And you're what I need, and I can take it. And I said, well, only if you do the timeout. So he's very careful now to know that he'll say, well, how did I do? But you know, I did a lot of good stuff. I want to hear that first. And he will remind me, where I'm thinking, oh, well, you've already come this far. We want to get better. That's where you're here. That's why you're here. You want to go the other. He said, yes, but I did this and this and this, right? I said, you absolutely did. So it's really interesting to watch people step into their own. And after some time, he said, Sandra, I'm 62 and I've never been happier in my life. So that's a bit of what I do. I just bring my compassionate straight talk to help people get to reality. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Sandra. And so, Sandra, how would you suggest and how do you personally stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed? Or, you know, and when you're in a space of perhaps overwhelmed, what has worked for you, or what would you recommend your clients when they feel overwhelmed?
I love this. I was a number of years when I was going, I'm a smart woman. I always knew I was smart, but I never acknowledged it. I was in a relationship where I was being told, you know, like, you be smart when you're out there. Don't be so stupid when you're home. You know, like, there was always this conflict. So I had a lot of, maybe generational too. I mean, it took a long time to grow this pink hair and get rid of that gray. But there was a lot of time when in the relationship, it was like, don't be so stupid, you know, and go out and do that, you know, go out and do that. But when you're back here, you know, so I was just always this conflicted, and I recognized it wasn't from the marriage. Eventually I recognized it was inside me. And so it's been a very long struggle. But I think the saving grace when I actually got to it was when I totally was broken and empty-handed, and I ended up in Al-Anon for 7 years. Al-Anon is not Alcoholics Anonymous. It's the families and friends and people who are affected by somebody's drinking, because the alcoholic focuses on the alcohol and the family and friends focus on the alcoholic. And that is meaning I'm no different than the alcoholic. That ism is a focus that affects everyone around. And the saying there is the serenity prayer. And whether or not you have God or religion or whatever, religion scared me. So when I found spirituality, that was a relief. But the whole idea is that there's something out there bigger than you and I. Higher power, universe, whatever you want to call it. And so the serenity.
Sandra, say that again. Say that sentence again, because this makes my day. There is something out there. Tell us again.
There is something out there bigger than you and I. Thank God. So whether you call it God, energy, universe, higher power, at Al-Anon we learned if you didn't have a belief in a God or a higher power, then just believe in the group, because even the group is bigger than you by yourself, which is why masterminds are so amazing, because there's another mind that's created from all the minds.
Wow, putting our hearts together, our souls together today. Thank you so much, Sandra, broadcasting from Canada, a country that I love dearly and a country of professional big dreamers. So thank you so much for that. We've been joined, as you can see in the studio, by our dream team in the UK. We have our lifetime members of Richmond Society, Sharon and Marie. We are going to perhaps give a little bit more time to our American friends. So we are going to invite Marie to answer the question. Marie, the mic is yours.
Thank you very much, Dr. Marina. What a pleasure to be here live. What a pleasure it is, isn't it? So, well, I'm Marie and I am a transformational spiritual healer. What does that entail? What does spirituality entail? What's a healer? What's all of that stuff? For the addicted and the traumatized, and let's face it, most of us are addicted to something and quite traumatized by life a lot of the time. And so how do we stay grounded in that? So I'll give you an effective tool that not only works for me but can work for anybody, because it's really effective. I set my alarm every single hour of my waking day, every single hour, and I stop in that moment in the hour to ground myself and ask some fundamental questions. Marie, how do you feel right now? What is it that you need? Is there anything that's troubling you in this moment? And that keeps me very, very grounded in the moment of now, because quite often our minds are so busy, they're always far, far in the rest of the day or far, far back in the past, never really in the now. And it's that question of how well are we actually getting to know ourselves and nourishing ourselves in that moment, because our lives are hectic and busy. So we need nourishment, don't we, in order for us to be able to perform and to be the best version of ourselves to other people. We need to be able to nourish ourselves, because then only our best selves really show up. So that's my number one tool. My two non-negotiables are prayer and meditation, just because I think, and it's not about quietening the mind, because my mind never goes quiet. I don't know about anybody else's. It's always on the go at some point, but it gives me a moment to connect to who I am. And they're fundamental in staying grounded throughout the day. And the joy is you can do it when you're driving, you can do it at work, you can do it wherever you are, but learn about who you are, get grounded, and honestly, your life will fly. You'll see it fly. I hope that answers your question, ladies and
Absolutely,
gentlemen.
yes, absolutely, yes. But I think we really overdue for some clarity. Marie is the author of "You Are the Answer." This is a book that is going places. This is a book that you want to have in your purse, in your pocket, everywhere you go. So anytime you feel overwhelmed, you look at that book and read the title. You are the answer. And what a kind reminder. Marie's book is available for pre-order. She set an alarm clock for the first 100 copies to be ordered. After that, because she is offering to the first 100 people who need that kind of reminder to carry with them and remind themselves that they are the answer. And once she reaches 100 orders, she is going to put the price up to how much the book is going to be. Right now, it's the price of two coffees. So get in touch with Marie and pre-order her book, because we are going to create book launches around the world, and you are going to be part of that. You are going to want that experience, because it's not just a book. This is the experience. This is the reality of your own experience. So thank you so much, Marie. And we are moving with the next question to Sharon. Sharon is based in the beautiful country. We share the same space. Even we reside in a club, in a cloud for so long that we are cloud related now, right? So I think that the cloud becomes thicker than blood. We got to know each other so well and love each other so well. And I'm really grateful that Sharon is gracing the stage, and is something again that you could learn just from, perhaps not necessarily going through the whole book, the whole story, but sharing this page with you, because we are sharing here not only the stage but the page, and Tia is going to give us more details about that at the end. So Sharon, welcome to thank you for gracing the stage. So what is your answer?
Thank you, Dr. Marina, and I'm honoured to be here with you all. I'm Sharon, and I'm a psychotherapist specialising in bereavement, grief and loss therapy. And I do believe it's my soul's purpose in life to help people to move forward with their lives in healthy ways. I'm also a proud author. Can I show quickly? I wrote a book in 2020 called Widowed with Kids, which will support people to move forward with their lives in healthy ways. And what I personally do if I'm feeling overwhelmed is I'll meditate, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes a day. I also journal my thoughts because that's so important. Exercise is another great thing, and I love to exercise. I go to the gym regularly. I do water aerobics, and then I go in the jacuzzis to relax. But it's just to change your focus, really, really does help. And with grief, people get so overwhelmed and stuck in their grief. So it's finding things that they personally like to get out of that or to move through the overwhelm. Dancing, singing, drawing, writing are all very, very helpful, but it's just about changing your focus right at that moment. And I often say to people, tell me 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, or 3 things you can smell, 2 that you can touch, and 1 that you can taste. And by the time they've gone through that, they have changed their focus. We are all different flowers from the same garden, and my surname is Rosenbloom, and I do believe I am the rose in bloom. And thank you, Dr. Marina and Chia. I finished talking.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Sharon. And thank you, Sharon and Marie, for joining us today to have this beautiful conversation. So already we've had some incredible shares for our viewers who might feel overwhelmed at this time. And 2 phenomenal ladies who have written books, who are authors already and have now also become co-authors in a book that we've all co-authored, which is The Rich Daily Inspiration. And at the end of our broadcast, I will tell all of you and our viewers about an opportunity to become a co-author with us and be a part of our Rich Daily Soul Inspiration book series, where we have a vision to inspire people to edify and edit their souls on a daily basis, to set themselves on the correct course, and just as a beautiful book that they can have by their bedside and become authors as well as readers, right? So this is one of our big dreams, our big goals, and that is what we're working towards. So yes, so thank you so much for each and every one of you who have shared. I would love to invite our guest all the way from the US of A, Donna Riley. Donna, will you please come on and share with us? Donna, how do you stay grounded? Introduce yourself, please, Donna. I've known Donna for quite a while. Donna has been a friend of mine for a few years now. Amazing woman and going places. And Donna, how do you stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed?
Hello. My name is Donna Riley. I'm an intuitive movement coach, and I believe that women over 40 are suffering needlessly and believe that they're just getting old and settling for way less than they are capable of. So I shake all that up. I guide them to open their bodies, learn to tap into their divine inner wisdom so they can live a juicy life guided by their inner essence. The way that I stay grounded. So, for me, everybody's talking about pandemic, but we actually have a massive epidemic on our hands, which is most people are completely not in their bodies. And if you're freaking out, you're not in your body, you're in your head. So the best thing you can do is get into your body. I did a big move recently, and I had a very dark period from all the stress and everything last weekend. And the best thing that I can do is get in my body and dance. The other thing that is key is getting in nature, really literally hugging a tree, sitting on the ground, feeling and connecting how you are one. You are the same as nature. You are oneness with all that there is. And so when you can take a moment to feel that, connect to your body, and how that is the divine source of everything. It all lives inside of you. So getting out of the head, getting into the body, getting into nature. Everybody talks about breathing, but what I have found in my experience is that people's bodies are so restricted and held and constricted and compressed, especially with all the fear over the past couple of years. People literally cannot take a deep breath. So really grounding and getting into the body, I would say, is absolutely imperative right now. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Absolutely. You know, I think we all know it's that the essence of that we are, you know, we're so much more than our minds and so much more than we think, right? We're all parts of ourselves. We're all integrated parts of ourselves. So yes, you know, I completely believe what you say, and I've seen you in action, and I know what you do, and I know how much you move people when you get people on stage, and when you get people into a space, you absolutely move them. So thank you so much for getting up early and coming and joining us all the way from the US. And you know, I know you've recently moved and you've had a stressful period with that, but it's really great to see you back online and to see you speak out and share how passionate you are for women. And you know, I know the work that you do is really important. So thank you for coming out and joining us, you know, because at Rich Women Society, we want to, you know, we're all about giving people the platform to have their message heard. We're all about creating the stage for you to share your message. Dr. Marina's really, really passionate about that. She's dedicated her entire career on that. And a large part of my career has been about, you know, helping people to get out there, right? I needed to get my voice heard for a really long time. And I'm really passionate about creating opportunities for people. And so I've teamed up with Rich Women Magazine. We've teamed up with Dr. Marina, and we've created places where we can create containers for people to feel safe, right? A space for you to feel safe to share your story, because sharing your story changes your story, not just for you, but also for those who are hearing it, right? We are part of changing the elevation in the atmosphere. We're speaking life. We're speaking, creating through our words. We're creating worlds through our words. And we are really, really committed and dedicated to giving you a space to voicing what is important to you. You know, a few months ago, I was given the opportunity to start sharing my story and to share my passion in creating containers for people, safe spaces where people can go on to the next level. I was so sick and tired of seeing people being stuck and spinning their wheels, not making progress, having written these books like Sharon. You know, when Sharon said to me, and we were in a clubhouse room, and Sharon was talking about this book, and Dr. Marina and I immediately stood up and said, Sharon, we're buying your book. Where's the link? Where's your PayPal? Send us the PayPal. We want to buy the book. And she was like, and we were like, let's put our money where our mouths are and let's buy your book. And as a result of that, this book that was written, that wasn't out there, that wasn't translated live, now seeing the light. It is now, she's got people that are paying it, and we're helping her to get to over 100 people that have paid her for the book, so that she can press the go button and be the difference that she wants to see in the world. And that is what we are all about, right? We're all about giving you that massive elevation by giving you the place, the platform. And even if you've ever dreamed about having a book, then we've created a journal that you can journal in every day. You can take a picture and you can then post your picture and be a new author in our next journal as well. But let's get back to our stage. Let's get back to our audience. Another new addition to our guest panel today is a gentleman, Gavin. So I can't actually see myself on this. I'm feeling a little bit. I don't know if my internet is playing up. Can you guys hear me? You can.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Yeah, loud and clear.
All right. Okay. My internet was just going all slow and everything else. So, Gavin, welcome to the stage. Thank you so much for joining us on such short notice. We've only just met. And I'm really looking forward to you telling us a little bit more about yourself, who you are, and how do you stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed. The mic is yours.
Well, thank you firstly so much for having me, Tia and Dr. Marine. My name's Gavin. I'm an impact leader, motivational speaker, and podcast host with Stay Outstanding, which is all about mindset. So really, through work, we try and widen the perspective of others to encourage a space for betterment in their lives and for the people around them. How do I do this? I do it generally through experience. I don't really guide people if I haven't experienced it myself. So at the moment, a personal mission of mine is to remove all the plastic from the oceans. I think it's causing so much toxicity to mankind that could actually be the end of us as a species, as opposed to, a comet coming out of somewhere. And I am swimming across the English Channel in September to raise awareness around the plastic pollution issue. And I'm not a swimmer. So I was just talking to my coach this morning, and there are my nerves or my overwhelm in high gear, outplaying my usual steady mindset game. So what I do to stay grounded when I'm in overwhelm is I look at what really is in focus. So what tends to happen when you're in overwhelm, you slice like life into little parts, right? Compartment rooms, if you like. And what you'll see happening is in each compartment, you'll be going to and from very quickly without actually really getting anywhere. And when you do move on to the next compartment, you'll be doing the same and the same and the same. And the only way to remove this pattern is to slow down and take control of what is in the compartment. So for instance, at the moment, my training isn't going so well because I can't train because my body is not physically enabling me. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting a lot of frustration, anger, shame, and guilt on myself. And that's in that little compartment that we're talking about, going left and right, back and forth. And it's going at 1,000,000 light years a mile, and I can't control it until I take that and I say, that's just one perspective. The reality or the other perspective is, I know I'm capable. I know I've overworked my muscles because this is an endurance event that I'm not an athlete made for. But I am going to complete this challenge, not for myself, but for a greater purpose than myself. So when we tap into that why, we really actually get a real calmness in the vibration in the body and the spirit that connects between the two. And it's that calmness that will lead you beyond one compartment of overwhelm into another until you come out of the overwhelm. So that's what I like to do. I like to decompartmentalize my overwhelm into little compartments and gently, self-lovingly walk and talk and hold my hand through each compartment. I think also, a really, really important thing is your support network. Like so many people, and I'm going to estimate a percentage as a complete guesstimate. I'm going to go with 99% of people are not going to reach out to somebody within their support network, their family, their friends, their colleagues at work, whoever it might be, and say, guys, you know what? I'm really struggling at the moment. I can't seem to make progress. I can't seem to be productive. I don't know what's going on. Well, that truth, the way that you confront that with vulnerability, the way that you show yourself to the world in that moment actually lets you ease and open up all the emotions that you're suppressing. And by letting those emotions go and getting this release, you will see a lot of the overwhelm immediately reduce. And then when you get that love and that support from that network, you're going to end up thinking, what was it all about in the first place? So everything that we create is created by us, and we are in complete control. So overwhelm is just a stage of being out of control. And the question is, how much do you want to be in control?
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Wow. I completely, absolutely agree with you. you know, it's having that realization that it's completely self-created, right? And that it is a part of your inner child and your inner, it's part of your inner safety mechanism that created it in an effort to keep you safe. It's the protector controller in you that is just reacting. And it's when I discovered the identities that resided within me, right? My core identities, my core identity drivers. When I discovered those, because I work a lot with the superconscious, and what happens is I recode resistance in the superconscious realm. And so what happens is when you know that it's your egoic identity, it's your self-conscious that's just going, Gavin, we've never done this before. Gavin, how dare you think you can swim the freaking ocean, right? It's when we can actually identify and go, I see you. I know it's a safety strategy, and it's resistance. That's all it is. It's that resistance. And I absolutely loved what you shared. It's about that perspective, and it's about compartmentalizing it and breaking it down. Really reminded me of what Sharon shared as well, around taking your mind off and saying, my daughter has anxiety, and we've done that before. Give me 5 things, 4 things, 3 things, 2 things, and doing that. So many great answers, so many great modalities that we are sharing in this episode today, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Thank you so much. So without much further ado, I would love to welcome on the stage another one of our new US guests, new person, somebody we've never actually met before. We met last night. We had a chat on Facebook. Just shows you how beautiful the cloud is, right? The cloud that we're all living in, that we can make these connections and we can form these beautiful bonds. So Corby, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us on our podcast today. And please do share with us what it is that you do and how do you stay grounded when you feel overwhelmed. The mic is yours.
Mercury was retrograde, guys. Sorry about that. Good morning from New York. I'm Corby Midline. 30 seconds. Certified Tarot Master, past life specialist, psychic medium, channel, inspirational speaker, author. Put all that together under intuitive counselor. Also a 3-time cancer dancer. Notice I don't say I fought cancer, because what you fight fights back. And I'm not a survivor because I hang on by more than teeth and toenails. A cancer dancer finds out how graceful they can be under pressure, avoids getting their toes stepped on, and gets off the dance floor in one piece. So the question here is, you've got overwhelmed. How do you get grounded? I could give you half a dozen answers. The first thing I'm going to tell you is one of my magic phrases. No is a fabulous idea. One of the reasons we get overwhelmed is we say yes because we're afraid if we say no, they won't like us, we'll look mean, whatever. No is brilliant, because when you say no to somebody else, you're saying yes to yourself. Second, allow yourself to change your story. Most of us stay stuck in the story and things pile on top of it. Remember that stories change, chapters get read. What do I mean by that? Let's take someone else who had cancer 15 years ago. They come in and they say, hi, my name is Mary Sue, and I'm a cancer survivor. But that was then. I don't tell people, hi, I was the 1973 Betty Crocker homemaker of tomorrow from New Jersey. I was, but I'm not that person now. The more you let old story go, the clearer your ground. Dare, don't compare. What's that? Part of the reason we're overwhelmed is we say, well, this person is doing this and this person is doing that, and I should be doing that. No, don't should on yourself. Do what you think is your part to be in the world, to do in the world. That gives you joy, because being a victim and a martyr does nobody any good. Remember, the world is crazy right now. Absolutely. But in our pre-birth plan, we volunteered to be here. We've got something to give. You're not a victim, you're a volunteer. I love a Ben Franklin list. For those of you who are not American, that's the way of saying you've got your A, your B, and your C. A is I gotta do this. B is I'd really like to. C is in your dreams. When you prioritize your list like that, you'll see there are some things you can let go with impunity. No one's going to get angry, and you didn't need to do those things. The last thing, you're going to think it's funny, but if you've got a fur person, hug them. I've got a 27-pound Maine Coon cat who's one big purry furry bundle of "It's okay, Mom, we can get through this." And that is how this happened. Clean out your life closet. Clarity, adaptability, simplicity, and making friends with stress. But I do not say do everything I tell you and it all gets better. I haven't lived your life. I give you some examples. I tell you some of the dumb things I did. And then there are adventure pages where you can answer from your life experience. By the end of the book, that's your own personal manual, because you're the one that has your own answers, nobody else. There you go.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. And I think that just sums up what so many of our speakers have said, right? Is we're all individually working this path, and they have discovered the secret to what has worked for them, and they're just lending a hand to help you to walk this journey with you, right? And I think that's the beauty of this, is that we all get to share, we all get to collaborate, we all get to come together. And you know, for us at Rich Women Magazine and for Dr. Marina, that is a really important part, is creating the space where more and more people can feel that they're not alone. You're not alone in business, you're not alone in life, you're not alone in relationships. There are people that have walked the way before you that are outstretching their hand and saying, come on, walk with me, right? And I am really, really grateful that each and every one of you has not only shown up for yourself today, but you have shown up for others. You have chosen to be here today to make a vibrational difference in the world, to speak life into an area where many are struggling, to share your story and change your story, and to be a part of a bigger vision and a bigger plan. And so I salute you and I thank you. And I'd love to give over the closing remarks to Dr. Marina Nani, and the founder and my co-host and co-author, but the founder of Rich Women Society. And Dr. Marina, if you would love to share with us your final thoughts on awareness and just leading our session out today.
Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing with such grace and sharing with such heart. I feel that, yes, we are cloud related now. We not only reside in the cloud, but I think we are neighbors. We can knock on each other's door and ask for a cup of tea or invite to a cup of tea. So for our viewers, just look at these amazing people. Look at them. They made an intentional decision to turn the how into the wow. They decided it's not about how I'm going to do this, it's about, wow, I'm being the answer. I am the answer. Wow, this is what I remember I was destined to be. This is me, destined, designed to be a creator, not a consumer. And this is what is overwhelming us most of the time, is doing all these things, keep adding up on our to-do list instead of remembering there is only one item that is allowed on your to-do list to be. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the show, and I hope you remember, until next time, until next Wednesday or tomorrow at Clubhouse, you can see us there every day. You will remember there is soul in everything, and there is soul in everyone. From me and Tia, with lots of love from our whole team, the Soul Search Squad. Please join us and let's see where we could travel together. Goodbye.
Thank you.